Shalom, Israel. You know what it is. This is Kentucky8 Podcast. Hey, Shalom. Go ahead, Nakashwan.
Hey, Shalom. Shalom, Israel. Welcome to the Kentucky8 Podcast with 8 powerful preachers and prophets. Going to drop it to you every Tuesday, every Friday from 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. Dropping on you heavy, touching on current topics and touching on what really happened on the Kentucky8 incident. Today, Tuesday, we're going to get into that with the second half of the incident. If you ain't watched the first half, go back and watch it. We stream live on Friday at 9 p.m. We stream live and told you what happened on the first half of the Kentucky incident. Today, we're already going to be touching on the second half of what really happened out there. And we're really going to be really getting into it. Brother's going to be joining in shortly. So y'all just be patient. Y'all can type in questions if y'all need to. And we're going to be touching up on it. And I'm here with some mighty priests and prophets. I'll let them introduce themselves.
All right, shalom, everybody. Like I said, it's Captain Kapash here. I'm here with some other brothers offside Zah and his son. They got new garments. We all got new garments today. So, you know what I mean?
You know what I'm saying? If I could.
Yeah.
On them, that's all y'all get to see.
Yeah. So we here with the brothers, man. But like I said, it's Kentucky8 Podcast. My name is Captain Kapash. I love to be here with the brothers. You know what I mean? These are the best brothers on earth right here. You know what I mean? Like I said, we went through all of us went through hell and back. Some more brothers probably join in a little later. But I went through hell and back with these brothers. You know what I mean? Life or death situation with these brothers. And like I said, I love the truth. Cam Kapash, you're going to get in Indianapolis. Come to the classes out here, 2630 East 10th Street. Go to ishbk.com for more info.
Hey, can y'all hear me? Hey, Shalom Israel, Yavashin Shruka Thumb. There's also 5,000 Padazah Alabama coming out of Southern Ohio, getting it in with the brothers Kentucky8. This is the podcast. We're going to continue today with dropping what happened with the event, but going forward, man, look forward to just, breaking down current events, you know what I mean? What's going on with Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, just like the ISUBK do, man. Ain't nothing new. We about to hit you over the head with the truth all day, every day.
Mosiah in Christ. Hey, Shalom, Lord Christ, Israel. This is Officer of 1,000 Hamakabah down here in Kentucky, man. We're going to get it in, give you the next part of the Kentucky8 incident, man. Real heavy stuff coming out. So make sure you invite people to the stream. Man, it's going to get real heavy tonight. Shalom.
Mosiah in Christ. Mosiah in Christ. Mosiah in Christ. So we back at it. We're going back to the rest of the story of what happened that fightful day or whatever. It was, leave all that on. And so we was out there in Kentucky doing the thing. So this is after the first incident. If y'all want to know about the first part of the incident, check out the video last week. It's on ISUBK UPK Louisville Facebook page, ISUBK Indiana YouTube, ISUBK Indiana Facebook, all of that. It's on all those channels. You can check them out. So let's get into it. As we pulled into the second, we pulled away from the crowd. All right. We got in the vehicles. We pulled away from the crowd. And at this point, we start driving. Like we had to fight some people off to get into the vehicles. We start driving. We got into the vehicles. I'm on the phone with General Haas by this time. I'm talking to General Haas. Look, there's people all around the van. How do we pull out? What's going on? He can kind of tell. He's like, all right, look, don't run over nobody. So I said, all right, that's what I was trying to find out, because some motherfuckers about to get run the fuck over right now. Thanks to General Haas, none of them got ran over that day, because we for sure was about to take that V8, 7.3 liter V8, 3,500 van and get right through there. and nothing was going to stop us. You understand? So General Haas gave the call to say, don't run over nobody. Try not to hurt anybody as far as like when you're pulling out and running over somebody. So any brothers can chime in at any moment if you want. Go ahead.
If I may, Officer Hamak Bob, this is why we had to actually stop. Now, a lot of people heard me talk about that nigga coming at me with that machete on the grill. Now, he actually took that machete and stabbed the tire of the van. That's why the van got a flat. So that's the reason why we had to even stop in the first place, and we were slowed down, because somehow, I got him up off of me, but he must have got around the back of the van, and he cut the tire and slit the tire of the van with that machete. So that's the reason why the van had a flat tire in the first place. If I, just to bring that point out.
Mm-hmm. Right. So it was so the flat tire, the van start. As we was driving, we start pulling out. So the Padazai start pulling out slowly, so he didn't run over nobody, and they got out the way, of course. And so we pulling off, and that's when we noticed the tire was flat. That's when we noticed it. The van start, when you get the flat, you hear that noise, that noise, and that's when it said, damn, the tire's flat. They done flatten the tire. That's not good. So we get around the corner, around the block, we turn, and we heading back to the spot. And basically, this was my call that I made. All right. Basically, should we keep driving on the flat, or should we pull over and fix the flat? Because we got spare tires in the van. Should we pull over and fix the flat? Okay. What we were by would look like a police station. And so upon seeing that and kind of putting that into consideration, it's like, oh, there go a police station. There goes some police right there. It looked like it was about five or six police in the corner. That's when I made the call and said, look, we're going to pull over right here and fix the tire. All right. That's when I made the call. Napadazai, you want to chime in about that call when we made that call?
Yeah, Khan. It was like it made sense at the time anyway, because if you ever had a flat tire, if you keep riding that a tire eventually come off, and then you had nothing but rim, you could bend the rim, damage the rim. So at the time, and Cap, you kind of speed past kind of the emotions, at the end of that first, exchange with those, those filthy individuals.
Go ahead, take as long as you want.
Yeah, come on. So, I'll speak for me personally. Like I was, first of all, I was in shock and awe that they came up against the priest like that, because, we wasn't saying we hate y'all and y'all stupid. We were saying, Donald Trump is evil. America is evil. You can't, you're not going to get justice like this. Only the Lord could bring you justice. And so, when they came up against us, one, I'm in shock and awe. I'm blown away by it. I'm like, I can't believe this. Right. And two, after it went down, I'm like, okay, like I was so damn jittery, just to be, your adrenaline is pumping and rushing. I seen brothers knocking people out, Nakashawan flying through the air, and and then just looking at, and we know we got to do better, like with the take ground, because, instead of taking ground to get to the truck, we taking ground and just whooping ass and just, we wasn't together like we were supposed to be. So once we got everybody together, man, I could just see like the brothers, like I was astounded. And I know the brothers was astounded just to have been through something like that, because that's something that you never expect. Although I can't say we never expected, right? Because we in ISUBK, but that was my first experience like that, where a crowd of people came up against us. We had to shove people before, just a crowd of people like that. So, me, again, I was in shock and awe of the whole situation, but it turned from shock and awe to like anger, especially because they had oppressors mixed in there with them, that was coming up against us. And like, here we are, on the, right after the Breonna Taylor incident, and they joined hand in hand with the oppressors and letting the oppressors lay hands on us, just to show you how evil and wicked these brothers are. So You know, that was one thing, but I turned from shock and awe to anger. And as we ride, you know, I mean, everybody pumped up, everybody got adrenaline going. And so, you know, we thought it was over. At least I thought it was over. I didn't know if anybody else thought something else might pop off. But I'm like, okay, cool. You know what I'm saying? We had our skirmish, we flat tire, you know what I'm saying? Little scrapes, bumps, and bruises, but for the most part, we was straight. I'm like, all right, cool, let's go. You know what I'm saying? Let's get in the truck. You know what I mean? Get in the truck, change his tire, get on the road. You know what I mean? At that point. So that was it. I just wanted to make sure that the people know, whoever run across this, you know, just kind of know at least my mindset, and maybe, you know, maybe some of the other brothers' mindset as we trying to get away from them. You know, we took ground, we did what we had to do to defend ourselves. But, you know, we was pissed. You know what I mean? We was pissed. At least I was.
Right. And if I could, sir, just like Austin the Pastor, I was saying, it really did. It was like a change of, you know, emotion of how my rage went from, you know, taking ground and fighting until the point where we was at the van and we was ready to take off. Like, I look back at the campsite where we was at, and all you seen was them destroying everything at the camp spot. And I was kind of like, just like, it was like a moment that it's a time that I'll never forget. Because I'm sitting at the van while we all getting in the van, we going to get off and take off. I'm just looking at the campsite. Me and Austin Moderat standing there looking, and like they just destroying like all of the camp equipment, the signs, the two speakers that we had, the microphones and the podium. And it's like, you know, you read about it. You read about what Christ went through. You read about what the priests and prophets went through. And it's another thing to really like live it. Like, this is my people really coming, like they really coming against us, and we fighting for them. Just like Austin the Pastor, I said, we were speaking on Donald Trump. We speaking on the white man. We speaking about our people coming together, but at the same time, it was like they was filled with, you know, coming against this truth, and really the demonic spirit really came out, and that Christianity really came out, and it was like shocking. It was, you know, it was just shocking to live it and really see that. And man, I'll never forget that. Never. I can never forget that time, that moment, if I could.
Right.
Yeah, something. If I could, go ahead. I just want to say too, like that whole, like me going from, you know, utter astonishment to like anger. Like part of that anger was like Nakashwan said, when we turned, I mean, they were like wild, ravenous animals on that camp equipment. I look back like, damn, man, I made that banner. I worked on most of them signs. You know what I mean? We put all that camp equipment together with blood, sweat, and tears. And it's like, you know, you just expect camp equipment to, you know, not really go out. You know what I mean? It's like damn near you expect it to be lifelong equipment. And, you know, you just seen the podium and the speakers and the signs and the banner. I'm like, I think that banner cut me to the core, man. I sat down, cut out all them damn letters. Yeah. So I just like, I was really angry that they, you know, that our people acted that way. Not surprised, but definitely angry. You know what I mean? I just wanted to add that in there.
Right. And if I could, man, when we got in the van, I figured I'm kind of like you. I figured it was over, but I knew it wasn't over when the tire showed that it was flat. When the van started driving funny. My senses perk up. You know what I mean? Because I put a lot of money into that van to get that van. So I'm always listening to the sounds it make, how it's riding, you know, what's it doing. I wanted to be riding perfectly. But so when I started hearing that, I wasn't sure if it was a tire or whatever, but I'm like, this is not good. The van is, you know, making noises. This is not good. But I tell you what, though, because what people don't know, we was fighting people that had guns. You understand? Like there was multiple people out there with guns, showed us their guns, had pistols out, you know, all that. So I was like, I wasn't thinking about it that heavy, but when I was seeing these guns, that really to me is like, you know, I didn't like that. You know what I mean? It's one thing to fight fisticuffs, hand to hand. You know, I'm all for that. I fight hand to hand any day of the week. But, you know, when you got guns and people with guns and trying to fight, that's a whole nother thing. You know what I mean? But at the moment, I wasn't thinking about none of that. At the moment, I just wanted to make sure nobody got caught. You know, I've been in the world, we fights and getting jumped and fighting with, you know, 5 on 10 and, you know, 3 on 5 and stuff like that. The one thing you don't want is somebody to get caught, fall on the ground and to get stomped out. That's one thing I just wanted to make sure didn't happen. That was anything, you know what I mean? because I've been in the streets before. I've been jumped before. I jumped somebody before with my homies in the world. You don't want to fall and then have people stomping you out. That's where it gets bad right there. If you fighting and swinging, okay. But when you fall, that's where it get bad. But so nobody fell. You know what I mean? I was happy everybody got through. So we driving. I'm like, yes, you know, we is on. I'm on the phone with General Haas trying to let him know, like, you know, what's going on? What do we do? I made the call to pull over. All right. Officer Yahweh Thumb, if you can introduce yourself real quick. We talking about how when we was pulling off from the first incident, from the first riot.
Khan, can you hear me, sir?
Yeah, we can hear you good.
Khan, Shalom. Yahweh Shem Yahshua Barakatham, Yahweh Shemal Thaba Shem Yahshua to the sisters. This is Officer 500, Officer Yahweh Thumb, checking in from Dayton, Ohio, getting it in with the brothers. I was trying to get in here on my laptop, but my laptop was acting up, so that's what took me a little longer. But we in here. We in the building.
No sweat. Most high in Christ. So,
Salakia.
Go ahead.
Salakia, if I could, you know, just like what you was, if I could go back to what you were saying, like it's really an honor to be able to go through Hebrew Academy and go through the training of which the brothers before me passed down, because like you were saying, the main thing was we didn't want to make sure no brothers was left, make sure no brothers failed and was getting stumped on and nothing like that. Because if I could just recently, I just heard a story from some brothers in the world recently. They was at the basketball gym or whatever. They came out the basketball gym, and somebody had put up the gun on one of the brothers, brothers in the world and whatnot. The brother ran off and left his daughter and yelled to his cousin, like, "Get my daughter!" And I was like, I couldn't believe, I couldn't believe that a man could, do something like that. Like, he left his daughter while they up in guns. He ran and left off and told somebody else to get his daughter. I just wanted to say that because I'm real thankful for the training that we got at Hebrew Academy that the brothers passed down, because something like that, it was, that's unacceptable for us to leave a brother behind if I could.
Mm-hmm. So it was heavy that we grabbed all the brothers. We grabbed them all. We rolled in. I took that in the Padazai. I told the Padazai, pull over. It looked like it was some cops in the distance. This is a spot. We're going to have to do it. So we pull over. We had two vehicles. We had the van and I think McQuawa's car. So we pull over. I think McQuawa pulled in front of us. And we get out the van. I'm on the phone, but at the same time, I got to show the brothers where the jack is. There's a jack in the van, a 3-ton jack, and all the pieces to it. And there's a box full of all type of things, the cross iron and all that. So I'm showing them these things. We got a mighty man in the building. Sharna Quash, you know what I'm saying?
Shalom, Lord Christ, bro.
Hey, Lord Christ warrior. Hey, Yahweh Shishim with you can introduce yourself real quick, Officer Sharna Quash.
Shalaki, if I may, the priest and officer Sharna Quash, you know what I'm saying, coming out of ISUPK, Kentucky.
Mm-hmm.
Just to let everybody know, man, it's an honor to be here with you, mighty men, man, for sure.
Damn right. And for people who don't know, Sharna Quash was definitely there, and he was part of the first incident as well. You know what I mean? The first incident before what we're talking about, the week before. So right now, so we're in the van. We get out the van. I have all the brothers. We all get out the van. I'm on the phone and I'm showing the brothers where the stuff is at. And General Haas is giving me different orders. What's going on? What's this? I'm giving them the feel. Are we pulling over? We're going to change the tire. This and that. I'm showing the brothers where the stuff is at. And I'm trying to tell them, yeah, look, y'all start switching out the tire, putting in the jack, putting in the iron, the tire iron. They're getting on. I think the Kashwan, was you part of the brothers changing the tire?
Kind of one kind.
Yeah. So we had other brothers who was on Shamar around us. I think Yahweh Thumb was on Shamar. The Padazai, you was on Shamar. I was on the phone. And so brothers were on Shamar, and the other brothers was changing the tire to the van. All right. It's a big van. It's huge. It's the extended version van. Big tires, big jack. So we trying to get the jack together to get it up off the ground. And so this is after we just had this life or death situation. So, brothers is trying to get it together. This is during this time, Jake from the world pull up in a black truck, and he pulls up and he says, was y'all the ones who was getting into it around the corner? At this moment, I'm like, this not good. Because I'm on the phone with General Haas. I'm telling General Haas some guy just pulled up on us, and he's asking us questions. In my mind, I'm like, this dude, he could have a pistol or a gun or something in his truck, because it ain't wise for you to just pull up on 8 or 9 guys or eight guys in your truck, and we could just come up there and pull you out your shit. You know what I mean? So to have the boldness to come up, he either has to have some type of firearm in there. That's what I'm thinking in my head while he's sitting there. I'm ignoring him. I ain't saying nothing to him. But in my mind, I'm thinking he must have a pistol or something in his vehicle. This is not good. He might pull out, start firing right now. So to me, I'm like, this is not good. I ain't saying nothing to him. And he's steady trying to talk to us and ask us questions. Napataza finally says to the guy, what'd you say to the guy, Napataza?
Salaki, so he was basically asking, like you said, he was like, was y'all was just in a fight? I'm like, yeah, these cats, they jumped on us. He was like, oh yeah? He's like, how many of y'all is it? Like, and all the while, like you said, he was quite suspicious in his vehicle because, he didn't, I think he had one hand on the wheel, that like his other hand was kind of hidden. So it was like, you didn't know whether he had a pistol or not. Probably he did, but what I'm saying, Barakatahi Hawaii, I was shy. He ain't pulling on none of the brothers. The Lord definitely preserved us that day. But he said, okay, let me see how many of y'all is it. And he started counting. He's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So at this time, like, I know that it didn't went from like a friendly, like him just curious, right? Because sometimes you got people that come and check on you, like, oh man, y'all all right? You know what I mean? I just saw y'all was in an incident. Was that y'all? Y'all cool? But like his demeanor was like, okay, y'all got how many? He was like, I'm gonna be right back with, with 5 more cats. Cause he had like, it was like him and another cat in the car, or 2 cats in the car, or something like that. So he counted how many of us it was. And he was like, I'm gonna be back with 5 more cats. Unfortunately, his math was bad because he came back with way more cats.
If I may, yeah. So if I may, this is Officer Mark Bob down in Kentucky. It's just like a scene on a movie. Like we were standing out there while the brothers was, jacking the tire or getting, messing with the tire, and I seen a mob running around that corner. I mean, they had. If I could get into it, we was right next to the correctional facility here in Kentucky where they lock criminals up, and there was a couple of correction officers out there smoking cigarettes. It was probably about 5 of them out there with guns, mind you, right? So when they seen the mob run around the corner, they started to run back in the building. I mean, it looked like, I don't know, I'm old school. It looked like that scene from Police Academy when that mob came around the corner. I'm real old school. That's how it looked to me. And I know me and the Kashwan took off running. I don't know, because it was just, I seen guns, I seen sticks, chains. We took off. I mean, it was just, natural instinct. Not that nobody's, a punk or nothing like that, but you can't outbox a gun, so I know me and the Kashwan tried to run to that door, the same door that the correctional officers went into. And that's when the correction officer pointed the gun at my head. He said, back the fuck up. Me and the Kashwan, he pointed the gun at us and said, back the fuck up. And he slammed the door in our face. And right then and there, my heart sunk. I'm like, oh man, he dirty. And then I let another brother take it from there.
Right. And so, hey, we got Amawanga Bar. Hey, go ahead, introduce yourself, Amawanga Bar.
Hey, Shalom, Lord Christ, Officer 500. I'm Amawanga Bar, Louisville, Kentucky.
Damn right. Go ahead, Warriors.
Go ahead, sir.
So like, if I could, I like Officer Mark Bar said, it really was like a movie. It almost seemed like trying to explain it don't even do it justice. How crazy it was, because when we was changing the flight and everything, like we thought it was over with. Brothers just taking deep breaths, and we checking on brothers, asking us who was hurt. Brothers taking deep breaths. We got to a point where we started laughing, like we made it out. just for it to stir back up. I'm like, damn, like they came back around the corner. Like they came around the mob, like they curved around the corner, and we just looking like this shit is back. We back at it again. Like it was like crazy, man. If I could.
If I could, real quick, Cat. When I seen they both of the brothers said it perfectly. It was like a damn movie scene. It's like you watching somebody at their lowest time and then something bad else happened. It was worse than saying, them not approving that $2,000 stimulus check. It's like $600. Damn. But it was horrible, man, because like you said, we had basically exhaled, like, it's over. And it's like, oh nope, round 2.
Go ahead, y'all with them.
Khan. Yeah, if I could, it's crazy because in the first incident, I was dealing main on with the main antagonist, and in the second incident, I had an opportunity to deal with the main antagonist, meaning the guy that came through on the truck. Because I remember when they came around the corner, I don't know how, and I don't even know why, but I had to. It was like it was for the jack thing, but it was like the stick for the jack thing. I had it in my hand. So when they came around the corner, my first instinct was, well, I see him. I was going to go swing on him. Then I got wise counsel from Mataraj to stand back to get back with the crew.
To give ground.
Yeah, right. Yeah, but I was intentionally going after him with the jack because I figured, if we're gonna go out, might as well go out swinging. But I got wise counsel, and then we got pushed back into that little situation where we was as Officer Michael Bob said, the protection just ran. They pulled a Capitol Hill on us. You understand? They just got up out the way. You understand? They said, why, they already knew what was going on. So they got up out the way. They locked us in a situation. The reason why it made us put us in a situation is because when they locked the door, we was thinking we would be able to, I don't know why we did, but we was thinking, okay, maybe we can go in here with them. Cool. They locked that door. We turn around. We see about 15, 20 niggas with chains, bats, guns, ARs.
Right.
That time right there, it slowed down. It was probably about a 3-second span, but it felt like forever. Because at that point in time is when we really looked at each other and knew if this is gonna be it, this is gonna be it with each other, and we're gonna have to rock this out.
Yeah,
right. That time stood still for me. I don't know about y'all, but for that time when the door was locked and we turned around and seen all of them pretty much had us cornered, that time for me just stood still, and I was like, damn, I don't know what it's gonna be, but it's gonna be. Let's get it.
Go ahead, Sergeant Quash.
Hey, if I may, and I know y'all don't need this eyewitness account, but when I got there, the thing that struck me was the level of confidence, man. The level of if I may, I've been in many battle royals in the world. I've been in many fights, shootouts, and all that. But I see niggas shook in the world. When I pulled up, I had to drive through all these police, and I seen brothers, man. And if I can, one of the first brothers' eyes that I seen was Officer Napataza, and he looked like he was ready to kill, not scared, not weak. And I'm serious, I'm Makuboff, I'm a Wonk, all the brothers. You know what I'm saying? The fact that the brothers was still strong after what y'all been through. I like I said, y'all don't need the eyewitness account. Everybody know. But if I may give y'all that, man, the fact that y'all stature, y'all spirit was still warriors of the Lord after all these police, man, you know how many devils were surrounding y'all? When I had to drive through the devils, man, the devils was surrounding y'all, smiling, laughing, and y'all look like warriors, man. You see what I'm saying? It was, I was upset at myself that I wasn't there, but at the same time, I was represented. You know what I'm saying? I was represented, and y'all niggas was not scared, man. It was no fear there. And that was after what happened. And then there was a calm collective. There was still leadership there, if I may. You see what I'm saying? And I just got to give y'all brothers props with that, because like I said, I've been in many wars, and it was punks running, scared, nervous, twitching, and out talking. I seen professionals, man. Even in the eye of that storm, I seen professionals able to talk to the police as if y'all the priest. Y'all was the priest. Y'all controlled that scene out there, if I may.
Yeah, damn right.
You know what I'm saying?
Damn right.
That was powerful, man.
Damn right. Damn right. And if I could,
Yeah,
like I said,
powerful, man.
the first incident, it was life or death, but it happened pretty quickly. So it wasn't no time for us to really think like, it's life or death. We could die. We just had to react. The second incident, it was a chance for us to think and to know we could die right here. This could be death right here. It was like a quick second. I know that's what Yawathan was talking about. Like when that crowd came around, the police ran and locked the building and locked us out. And we thinking we backing up to get into the building, and the police pulled the guns on us too, talking about y'all need to get the hell out of here. Y'all, you know what I mean? You might let some of the crowd in here. They scared. They closed us out. That was the moment when it was like, damn, this could be death. This could be life or death right here. You know what I mean?
Hey,
Your heart dropped. Go ahead, Warrior.
Hey, it looked like that scene out that movie, The Warriors, when they say Warriors come out and play.
Yeah.
They hit around the corner. They had all type of. They had swords. They had bats. I was like, where you get a sword from? I'm sitting there like, forget the fight, forget everything. Where the hell you get that from? Like, shit, you're supposed to be over here with us, nigga. You on the wrong side of the damn fence. How the hell you get a damn sword, nigga? You can't even get a gun nowadays, let alone a damn sword. So that's all I had.
Yep. So basically what we jumped into action, brothers. We got backed into a truck. You know when trucks back up into a bay. So it was like a bay that dipped down. So we in the back of the bay, all 8 of us side to side, and we had to get in fighting formation. You know what I mean? So we in formation to hold ground. They come up. We crash. They come up, but they don't come up and jump and get into us because we was together. So they had to stand on the outskirts, and we blocking, pushing, punching. They hitting us with bats and pipes. We blocking the pipe. I know the one dude with the dread. He like, come on, yeah, come on. You put my cousin. What he say? He put my cousin in the hospital. Is that what he said?
Yeah,
I didn't hear that part. Go ahead. What did he say?
Go. Salaki. Yeah, he said, you put my cousin in the hospital. You put my cousin in the hospital. And I don't know. I feel like somebody said you could be next. It wasn't me, though.
Damn right. Hey, that's what it was. That's what it was about to be. Your ass be next. Because, hey, Shalom, Officer Awisab. Ayasiyah, what's going on with it? Mighty man.
Shalom, Lord Christ. Just got off the slave.
Hey, what's up, Christ? Go ahead and introduce yourself, Warrior.
All right. I'm Officer Ayasiyah, Officer 50 out of Kentucky.
Mm-hmm. What's up, Christ? His brother here was at the first incident. You know what I mean? But the week before that happened, him and Ashar and Aquash. So,
if I may,
go ahead.
Like if I may, at that first incident, the brother had a little heat in that glove compartment. I thought I was gonna have to, you know what I'm saying? I'm glad brothers, talked me out of it, but brothers was hitting on the truck with, they was just hitting on the truck, trying to stab the tire with a machete. That first incident, and I came that close, that close. I reached for it, but I didn't pull out. So we was able to manage to get around the crowd, drive around the crowd, and the brother, Asar Nakwash and Ayusap was there for that incident. So really, they like honorary, Kentucky8. Actually, Asar Nakwash was there that day at, in the aftermath, and the incident that happened where we was on some boys in the hood type stuff. We'll probably talk about that in the next telecast when we had to go to the hospital and all that, but them brothers was real happy. I just want to give it up to them brothers. You know what I'm saying?
Damn right. So yeah. So back to the incident. We all back. We ate shoulder to shoulder, all 8 of us in formation, Hebrew Academy style. We punching, blocking, this and that. I think Madara had to block the pipe, and he had got a big swollen arm from blocking the pipes from hitting his brothers. He had to protect. So we was in one bay. Okay, and I didn't like that bay. And in Hebrew Academy, you basically follow the camp leader. The camp leader is the controller of the mob part. So the bay we was in, I didn't like it because we was all the way cornered. I like the open area. It was one a bay next to us. It was kind of open. So I end up moving that way. We all end up moving that way. So we all end up in the second one. That's when we realized there was some big doors behind us that opened into like a doorway where the dumpster was. but the dumpster was far back. So it's like 10 feet of concrete space. We could just open the door and get in here. So brothers start, I think, eventually getting in there. But before that happened, I had got a little, you know, too much into it because, you know, we blocking and stuff. I jumped forward. I hit a dude with a throw strike. This is what really made me go into the crowd because I hit a dude with a throw strike and he fell down. It happened so nicely that it made me go for somebody else, other people. And that's how I got into the crowd, away from the brothers. You know what I mean? So
if I could, Cap,
go ahead.
This is all I was like. Captain left. We turn around. I mean, this is a little further along, but just when you telling that just make me just shake my head at you, Salaki, sir.
Yeah. That was my fault. I got too carried away. Because look, when I hit the first guy with a throw strike, he fell over. So I'm like, damn, you know what I mean? That was encouraging. So I went and choked another guy like at his throat and pushing him. You know, so I'm shorter, so I'm pushing at your throat. You know, I got more leverage, so I'm pushing him back. There was a guy behind him, and I pushed him onto the guy behind him, and that pushed him onto the car. So now I'm all the way in by the street now, by the sidewalk, and the brother's way behind me. The Kashwan, you said something happened where you had to do something at that moment.
Yeah, because I remember when y'all had got to the car, it was some Jake coming behind you and shit, and it was a chair that I had picked up from when he had first popped off, and I ran up and hit him in the back of his head with the goddamn chair. Damn.
I remember you said he was behind me with the machete about to try to stab me, wasn't it?
Right, got him a gun.
Yep. So I didn't see that. Obviously, shout out to the Kashwan. He saved the captain. He saved me. Hey, I'm gonna have to buy you a drink for that, Nakashwan, for water. You know what I mean? I owe you my life. And Nakashwan saved him. Dude was about to stab me from behind. Could have split my shit wide open. Nakashwan seen it, hit the dude with the chair, and stopped him from being able to get me from behind. So, and brothers, chime in at any moment if you want to bring out something that happened at any moment. You know what I mean? Please.
It's like,
go ahead.
If I could, I'm not sure if Azan's still there because I forgot to mention this. Before they came back around that second time, I was on the phone with Azan. He like, I kept going. Was kept I'm trying to explain to Azan like, man, we went through hell. And I'm like, oh shit, they coming back. I gotta go. So I had to hang up the phone and shit.
Damn. Hell yeah.
If I could.
Go ahead.
No, just real quick. Because when you was talking about we got back in formation, like you said, we taught at Hebrew Academy. Me personally, I haven't even been through Hebrew Academy, but I'm thankful for the Spirit of the Most High being in the UPK because as soon as I was told to, get back in the pack, it just became natural. You understand? I just knew if he said do it, just do it. That much I did know. So the fact that I knew to just listen and obey, that went light years. Because if I go attack that brother, I might get him, but it's gonna be at least 5 or 6 that's gonna get me. So I'm thankful for the leadership and the Spirit of the Lord truly being with us because that might have just saved my life. And I haven't even been in Hebrew Academy yet, although I'm on my way. But that's all.
Damn right. And if I could, I definitely want some of this background information. So I hit the dude. I hit him on the car, and so I turn around, and to me, I couldn't get back to you, brothers. You know what I mean? It was too many people in between us, and dudes are closing in on me. Tell me what happened right then, because I'm go ahead.
All right, I'll just give my little quick version. So, all right, we back in together. The brothers coming to try to attack us, like you said, we together. But I don't know how, but slowly but surely we start to move sideways. Like you said, we move to the next bay. But all this time, we hitting with them. You know what I'm saying? One brother, 2 brothers, whatever. So we move into the next bay. Officer Montaz's, I'm gonna let him tell his story. But yeah, he was going in on this one older guy. So that caught my eye first because I was hitting, but then I seen him doing that, and I was like, damn. I don't want to got hands out here. So I stopped to do that. Salakia, y'all. That was my fault. But then I caught up with y'all. And when I caught up with y'all, somebody said, somebody opened, you know what I'm saying, whatever that was, like a big old dumpster area, like you was talking about. It was a gate we could get into. So we finally get in there. We closed the gate. We're like, yeah, woo. And then we were like, yo, where Cap at? And then we was like, oh, shit. all the time, we realizing they throwing chairs, pipes, everything over the fence. We like, yeah, we got to go back out there. Damn. So that's all I can say on that, though. That's my little
hold on. Hold on. I got something to say. Salagi, I got something to say. Hey, I was from the Potters. I was beating the piss out of somebody. He was beating the piss out of somebody's husband. Like, it was so funny because he the only one had the balls, I guess, to run up on us, because all of them, they had weapons, they was out, but they didn't want to run up because they knew they heard about what happened from the last incident. So they knew, like, man, they ate niggas, but they ain't nothing to play with, though. That's the reason why we had to come back so deep. As far as them speaking for them, that's why they had to come back so deep, because they heard about what happened the first time. So anyway, that was the lady that was up in that pink, I think it was purple gun. She kept pointing at us the first incident. Yeah. She kept pointing it like, y'all better bag up. Like, we ain't never seen no gun before. Like, we gonna run and hide. Like, oh, it's a gun. Man, well, you better shoot. You better shoot and you better aim right, or it's getting took from you and it's gonna be used the opposite way. But that was the same lady. Now she done went and got her husband and got his ass beat the fuck up. That's why I said that was the Lord right there. Got her husband beat the fuck up.
Yeah, that was ferocious. Like I said, when I seen them doing that, literally, I stood still. That was the time when we got in the corner. We were cornered. The cops pulled the Capitol Hill, and we had all them brothers, like 12, 15 plus brothers out there with the weapons. Time stood still that time. And then when I seen Officer Napataza beating the shit out that one dude, time stood still for me then, because I was like, damn. That nigga serious. Like, he was really giving it to whoever this dude was. And then I think the like he said, that was some sister's husband. The sister started pleading for it. It's like, get off my husband. That's my husband. Leave my man alone. I'm like, yo, you should have came over here. But yeah, that was definitely crazy.
And if I may, it was somebody out there with a AR-15 that was, like, he had it up, but for whatever reason, he just didn't shoot it. I believe that was the Most High that stayed his hand. You know, maybe he was afraid to shoot his own partners or whatever. But I remember seeing that. You know what I mean? That was crazy. I don't know why he didn't just, spray us down and mow us down. Maybe he didn't want to hit his partners once we started engaging them. But he was out there too.
Right. If I could,
real quick, Nikajran. That cat, I remember seeing that cat, and I don't think he was involved in it at all. I think he might have knew one of those brothers, but when he pulled up, I watched him from the time, as much as I keep my eyes on him, I watched him from the time he got there, and he was just in the back chilling. He probably was just there as a spectator, because I didn't see him over there doing the first, squabble, and like when he pulled up, he was just chilling. So I don't think he had any dog in the game.
Hey, so like I said, if I could, they was waiting on like some white supremacists to come down there the whole time. So like, I think when he came around the corner, that's what he thought they was fighting. But when he seen it was some niggas, he like, oh man, hell no. And he bagged up like shit. Like, it is what it is.
Right. I know. Cap, go ahead, Nakashwan.
Like, if I could, real quick, the brother that had the AR-15. When we was up there speaking, out of everybody that was coming against us, he was like one of the only brothers that was like, he was nodding his head like agreeing. That brother, like, I saw he was at the camp spot way before the incident broke out. He was agreeing. He was sitting there, like he was feeling us. And then, when he came back around with the AR-15, I think that's why he was kind of like, y'all got to be on some bullshit, because he was at the camp spot before everything had broke out or whatever.
Well, let me give a little bit. So after, when I turned around and I seen the crowd was in between me and y'all, this, in my mind, I said, I got to go around the crowd, like a night directly through it, but like the long way. So that's when I got off the dude who was on the car, got him off, but I'm like motherfuckers is around me trying to close in on me and swing on me. So I could feel the swings about to come. So I'm ducking. I already could feel it. So I cut out. And I go through that parking lot. Y'all know from the Bay, it was a parking lot. So I run to the parking lot, down the parking lot, like, You know what I mean? I could tell they kind of chasing me, kind of coming on me. So I'm like getting through people and stuff like that. I end up putting my back to the wall because they already had they kind of closed in, and I wasn't about to keep like running. I was just trying to run around them, but they was following me. So a plan wasn't working. So I put my back to the wall. Somehow I was able to grab the dude with the dreads. I was able to grab his dreads. Thank the Most High for that dumbass dreads. I had grabbed his dreads, and I grabbed another guy by his like jacket or shirt. So so my back's to the wall, and I got them two like this, and so I'm using them to try to catch blows, because I know they trying to close in on me. You can feel it. So I'm This is when they got a couple licks on me. So they trying to get licks. I'm grabbing dude he's like, let go of my hair, let go of my hair. I'm like, nigga, I ain't about to let go of shit. You know what I mean? You're going along with the ride. You know what I'm saying? So I'm grabbing, holding, and okay. So as we swinging around, this is at the moment where I was like, I could probably get killed right here. In my mind, I was thinking like, yeah, I could probably get killed right here. You know what I mean? Right. This moment, it was just all instinct going on. It wasn't like I'm thinking anymore. At first, I was thinking a plan to try to do something. But now at this point, it's just all adrenaline, all just natural. Whatever you got to do, just do it. You tired, all that. Getting jumped. So I'm holding on to these two guys while there's, however many other people around us. So I don't know if I was falling or if I did it on purpose, but I come down and swing the guy with the dreads down to where he falls to the ground. I grab it, if you grab a person by their hair and you pull them down, they're going to go down. You know what I mean? They're going to go where their head goes. So I pull him down on the ground. He falls. The other guy, I just kind of like push him away. And that's when I start trying to get back to where you brothers is at. So I start running. I think, dude, this is where I got like stabbed. I think I got stabbed during that point. You understand? So I'm trying to get back. So go ahead, Warrior.
No, I was just gonna say this is the part where I remember, like when you we was all in that dumpster, like that caged area where that dumpster was, and the door was closed. We was all in there, but except for you, we was like, where Cap at? Where Cap? I know Mount was like, where Cap? And then we made the decision. We got to go back out there and get Cap. So we opened the door up.
Oh, hold on. This when I get into the door. So I'm running. It's still a lot of parking lot, and there's still like different people scattered through the parking lot. So in my mind, I'm like, this is like football when I used to play rugby. I gotta like juke my way. So I'm running and I'm juking. Dude's just trying to load up and swing. One dude load up and swing, but I can see it coming. I duck and I push him, and he falls over because he's off balance. They ain't trained to fight. So when they do a swing, they putting their whole life into the swing. So I duck it, push him. He falls over. I'm running. I'm like, motherfuckers trying to like tackle me. So this is like football now. You know what I'm saying? So I'm juking, getting back. And it was that divider right there. So this is obviously when y'all was like, we got to open the door to get Cat. So I'm looking at the divider. It's like 4 feet tall, a concrete divider. And I'm like, I got to get over there. But I can't run all the way to the sidewalk to get around this divider. So I'm running. I see the divider. That's when I jump over the divider. I'm dodging niggas, dodging punches. I jump over the divider. You understand? And get with the brothers. You know what I mean? And, guys, I wanted to fight some more. To me, it ain't a real fight unless to me, I like getting it all the way in on a fight. Now, I ain't trying, So I jump in. I jump. And I land on the ground and I do like a bear crawl into the cage door. You know what I mean? Because that's where y'all was at. But, I couldn't even, I had to jump, but I couldn't even jump to land on my feet. I had to jump to land on my body. Like, you know what I mean? I crawl in that motherfucker and y'all was in there. And that's when y'all was like, hey, Cap, you know what I mean? You pulled me in. You know what I'm saying? And what happened there after you pulled me in?
Oh, come on, sir. That's when, Esau finally came out and did his due diligence, and they came out in riot gear with pepper guns and started shooting, and they scared him off. And that pretty much ended that part right there.
Right. Any of y'all remember anything else that happened, after that, or like once that happened, once we all got back in that gate area? Go ahead.
If I could, by the time we accounted for you and took a deep breath and opened that door, because like I said, when we was behind that door, we had, we thought we was Gucci, right? Because the whole sentiment was there was like they couldn't get in. The only thing they could do was throw like pipes and sticks and bricks and whatever they had over there, but they couldn't do nothing. Only way they could have broke that open is like they had a truck to ram it down, right? So we thought we was good. So by the time we took a deep breath, it was like, shit, let's go. Open up the door, and you come crawling over the barricade. I think Mataraj had grabbed you and helped you over, or damn near like helped you get up afterwards. But it was definitely the Lord, because it was perfect timing. Because when we came back out, he was climbing back over it. So like that was a relief right there. So then we knew, like, because they had looked like, even though they had, you know what I'm saying, caught an L, they looked like they was ready for another round. So we like, damn, you know what I mean? We just like, first they walked around the corner and like, you know what I'm saying, our hearts dropped, and then like they came back for another round. So I'm like, well, shit, this is that's for me. Like when you said you might get killed there, for me at that point, I thought like, you know what, we're gonna have to kill them. We're gonna have to kill them or we're gonna die. That's when, at least me, when we opened that door back up and you came back over and they didn't leave, I'm like, we're gonna have to kill them. And that was it.
Damn, that's heavy right there. Go ahead, Nakash one. You have something?
Yeah, like also the positive, I just said that was like the point where, you know, it was like it's live or die in the situation, because when Cap came back over that barricade, they were still coming towards us, and then we sitting there like, you know, like y'all got to be done. Like, I mean, like what do y'all want? You know, like we at this point we just looking, and I'm like, it's just life and death right here, because they like out of their goddamn minds, and that's when Esau came out with all the pepper spray and all that stuff, and it was the Lord, because it was really a life and death situation at that point.
Right. It's because, especially, look, it was only 8 of us and fighting, you know, up to you know, 40, 50 different people. You know what I mean? So some of them probably still had more energy. You know what I mean? Some of them probably still ain't felt no hands yet. Some of them was probably just, you know, because to me, I don't know about y'all, I couldn't give an exact count of how many people was out there. The first incident or the second. To me, because there was people across the street too. And there was people like coming, it seemed like from the sides and from behind us. It's like you couldn't tell, you know, for me, it's between 15 and 40, 50 people throughout the whole time. What's y'all's count? Who else got a count that they think? We can go rank order.
If I could, I would say, okay, the first incident where we was at camp, the first incident, like as far as people actually fighting, it might have been 15 to 20, but as far as people that circled us and was there, it had to be between, you know, 30, 40, maybe even 50 people that was in and out, you know, just circling us around, destroying the camp equipment and that. But for the second incident, I would say it was at least 15 cats for the second incident.
Anybody else want to say how many they counted? Because I couldn't get a count. Like I said, for me, the whole time, 15 to 50 between everywhere, just all over. Like I said, up and down the street, pulling up, you know. Everybody else pretty much agree?
Yeah, that's a good number, like 15 to 50, because like half of them ran. The first incident, half of them, like they got up out of there. It was about like 30 of their ass, and half of them was gone though once we stepped up and they realized we was ready to defend ourselves. But that second time though, it was a whole bunch of them. I couldn't count. It was a lot of them that second time. It just, they were scared to run up though, because I guess they heard about what happened the first time. So they was kind of scared to get too close, even with all the weapons they had.
So we in there. The police come in. I remember them. They busting in like we was the damn terrorists or something. They was ready to shoot us down. They get down on the ground. Get down. I'm like, what the fuck, nigga? Go do all that. Where was all that when the crowd came around the corner, nigga? Go out and get the motherfucking crowd. Don't run up on us, nigga. You know what I mean? We in the barricade fighting against the mob. And you sitting there running up on us. Nah, run up on them. So I know Hamakbaf was like, nah, it's them. And then when the cops was like, nah, it's them out here. Like you trying to attack the smaller group of people when it's a larger group out there. That lets you know they like, come on now, get y'all shit together. You know what I mean? I guess because we was on their property or something, you know, and all the other people still on the street. So to them, they're like, well, fuck them people on the street. Let's go out. So the cop told the other cop, nah, it's the people out here. These guys ain't do nothing, or these guys are good, or these guys are cool. Something like that.
If I could.
And go ahead.
Yeah, kind of. So it was a she devil. She was like, they one is as you know, she was pointing at us and like they didn't do anything. It was them. What was so disappointing was like they didn't give a damn, man. They let them cats go. Them cats like broke all kind of laws, like brandishing weapons, battery charges, assault, everything, and not one of them got arrested or they didn't. When they came out with those little paint guns or pepper spray guns, whatever, we instantly got down. I was like, shit. When they said get down, I was hoping they wasn't gonna shoot me in my back with one of them rubber bullets or whatever it was they had. I was like, that shit would have hurt it. But them other cats, they just let them go and didn't do anything to pursue them.
Yeah, that lets you know how much of a coward the devils are. They're not really gonna bust a move unless they outnumber. That's why when they pull one brother over, they gotta call 6 or 7 squad cars to deal with one motherfucker. You know what I mean? They don't feel like they're gonna do anything unless they have overwhelming force. You know what I mean? Because that crowd out there, they wasn't trying to attack that crowd. You know what I mean? They weren't trying to bring law and order to that crowd because that crowd was lit. Like you said, the Capitol Hill incident. Look at that. That crowd was bigger than them, so they like, nah, let the crowd win. Because look, even though we the police, they ain't ready for no real action. They full to jump on Breonna Taylor and 10 cops with riot gear and ARs to jump into some little apartment room. They ready for that. They all gung-ho for that. But when the motherfuckers all on the street or Capitol Hill, they ain't ready for that. They ready to calm down and run and hide and cop pleas and shit. Go ahead, Nakashwan.
Yeah, if I could, because I was gonna say too, like when we were changing the time, when we first got there, we explained to them what the hell that had just happened. Like we the brothers went up to them and told them what just happened, and they was acting like they was understanding, like they understand, what they out there protesting, riding, and acting crazy. But then when everything broke out, they ran inside the building and they came back out and was still, like you said, they didn't give a damn. They didn't care who they was gonna hurt or who they was gonna pepper spray. And I thought, because for a second, I'm like, damn, we about to go to jail now? Like it was crazy. Right. I think we was gonna go to jail or get locked up over nothing.
Right. So then they came, they started going after the crowd and dispersed the crowd. That's when we start coming out the thing, and then the medics and shit and the ambulance and that thing came. And I know, so we start getting checked out. You know what I mean? Little brothers had little cuts, little braces, little abrasions and stuff like that all over the place. You know what I mean? I know dude cut me on my face. I had like a cut on my face. So they wrapped something around that. It was bleeding a little bit. You know what I mean? I know I took a couple blows, but I like to be in action, so I expect to take a couple blows. To me, it was no different than when I played sports. When I played football and rugby and wrestling, after the wrestling tournament, you're gonna have all type of braces and cuts and bruises and shit all over your body. After every wrestling tournament, after every rugby game, after every football game. So to me, it wasn't that crazy to have cuts and bruises and abrasions and shit. I don't know about y'all. Did y'all feel like, man, it was you took a lot of damage, or what happened with that?
Man, that was just another, man. I done been through so many fights like that in my life, sir. I ain't gonna lie to you. I was waiting for another fight like that. I've been waiting to get some energy off my chest. I've been waiting when the Lord said, look, well, I got something for you, shit. I'm gonna put you with 8 niggas and y'all finna get down, shit.
Yeah, I'm
so
right.
Shit, I just took it like that.
I grew up in Air Course projects, man. That ain't nothing, really. You know what I'm saying? We used to see brawls like that all the time. Sometimes brawls with the cops, guns and all. So it's another day at the office, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, right. Any other brothers? How do you feel? You feel like took a lot of damage and this and that?
No, I was so again, I know we didn't said it a million times and we thank the Lord, that he preserved us. But realistically, you said it earlier, we should have been stumped out with the weapons that they had, with the amount of brothers that they had. I said this in the first episode. They was a bunch of bitches. Because if it was me, like if we had them numbers against them, they would have been stumped out. They'd have been stumped out. All of them would have been hospitalized. All of them would have had broken bones. You know what I'm saying? Splits, cuts, everything. They would have had to pry my boots out of their behind. Like, they was super soft, man. Super soft.
Mm-hmm. And they sure as hell was. Because like I said, when I was coming back and I was surrounded by them, I could tell them trying to swing. I could see out the corner of my eye, dude trying to swing over here. One dude, I dodged his punch and then pushed him. He just fell over like a damn leaf. I'm like, all right, good. Get the fuck out the way then. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? He just fell. That's what made me go out to the crowd in the first place. Because when I hit the one dude, he just fell. So I had to go after another guy now. You know what I mean? Like dominoes. They was just falling. I don't know if that was the Lord or what. But hey, thanks to the UPK, you know, all the training and all that shit paid off. Because they was kind of dropping like flies. You understand? They wasn't like, you know, we going against some of these, you know, like a football team. Like these was guys that dropping like flies when you connect on their ass. So that's how it went down. Even though they had the numbers, they didn't have the spirit of the Lord on them at all. You know what I mean? The Lord was definitely against them because everything we threw, it stuck. All the shit they threw did not stick. You understand? Even when they had certain brothers surrounded, it did not stick. You know what I mean? They wasn't able to take no brothers out. You know what I mean? Brothers ain't nobody even hit the ground. Only time we hit the ground is when I jumped over that barricade to get away to get in to the barricade. But ain't nobody even got hit to the ground. So like the brother said, any other incident, people going to be falling, getting hit down, jumped, kicked, stomped. So, all right. So then the police came. We certain brothers who had any type of cuts went to the hospital. I told them, look, I don't need to go because I didn't know how the brothers was going to get home. So I'm like, I can't leave. Because of how y'all gonna get home. You know what I mean? We ain't got the van together yet. There's no other vehicle here. I'm like, in my mind, I was like, we should wait till Ashar Naqash get there with his car and we take the other car and everybody can car up. So I'm like, look, I told him, look, I can't go to the ambulance until, to my mind, I'm like, till Ashar Naqash get here. Then I can leave or go to the ambulance or whatever, get little cuts stitched up and stuff. But at least I know the brothers had an escape route. I don't know what the cops do. The cops can come and then leave. You know what I mean? They can come and then leave, and then we back on fighting again.
Right. If I could.
Go ahead.
And I didn't even see them. They even towed the van up. I didn't even see that part.
I didn't see that either. Did y'all see when they busted the windows of the van?
Right.
When did they do that? When did they have opportunity to do that?
I'm not sure.
Salaki.
Nakash want to take over. I got to run the bathroom real quick. I mean, Napadazar take over.
Okay, so real quick, I know by the time when they were when they were running out, like we saw them running. So they, like I said, they didn't chase anybody, but they was hitting it as they ran. So they might have did some of that beforehand, but I know for certain that I saw some cats hitting windows when they were running off, and that caused like they busted like 5 windows out the school van. So it was crazy.
Go ahead, take over.
If I could too, sir. I know. Also, Makabov will go into more in depth. After Kathy got it, the ambulance came and everybody got bandaged up and was going to the hospital, and we was waiting on the Ashar Naqash to get there. After the Ashar Naqash arrived, it was a brother. Like I was already saying in the previous event, when it first kicked off, I seen them tearing up everything at the campsite or whatever, and it just looked like everything was destroyed. Everything was destroyed, but a few things. And I know also Makabov, if you would.
Okay, yes, that's a very heavy and important point to make. Just like what the brothers were saying, all our camp equipment was destroyed, tore up. I mean, they was out there like animals, just smashing the speakers and the podium, just like, gorillas and shit. So that's what they like, just beating. It's crazy. But what happened was we seen this real dark-skinned man with a white beard and white hair walk up to us. And he said, hey, this is something to this effect. He said, hey, you fellas forgot something. And what'd he do? He came and he handed us the Bible and the Apocrypha we had out there. And it was so crazy because we was like tripping. And then we turned around and we was going to thank him and he was gone. I mean, he was just gone. Like, where dude go? And we didn't see him no more.
Right, if I could.
I mean, you can say what you want with that, but that's what happened.
Right. If I could, it was crazy because I don't even know like how he found us. We just turned around and he was just walking up with the bag. He's like, y'all forgot something. And he had handed us the Bible and the Apocrypha, and we looking at it, and we talking about it like you said. And next we look around, we don't even know where the brother went. It was like just gone.
Y'all talking about the brother with the Bible? who brought us back the Bible and Apocrypha? Yeah, what happened on that? When did that happen after we went off with the after some brothers left or whatnot? When did that happen?
And if I may, sir, what was so strange about it is because they had everything taped off and they had the police out there. How did he get through the police? That's what don't make sense. How did he get through the tape and the police? And it's a crime scene. Makes you think.
It's like it was so funny because he was walking up, and I was seeing him as he was walking up. I'm looking at him, I say, man, he better not got what I think he got. I'm peeping it while he walking up because I don't know, just something I could just tell he had something he had to give us. I just didn't know what. I thought it was probably the camera or something because I could tell how he was walking up, how he was holding his bag, and he's like, hey man, y'all left y'all. I got y'all books. That's the only thing that was left that was out there. I'm looking like, man, that nigga got to be an angel. I said, that nigga, he gotta be an angel. Ain't no damn way he walked. How he even find us anyway? We off in the cut. Like where we was at was in the cut.
Damn, that's definitely the Lord. That right there put the fucking icing on the fucking cake, man. Or whatever, you know what I'm saying? That right there solidified, you know what I mean, what we had went through. You know what I mean? That solidified it right there. Because some of you know, some of you don't know. I'm not going to tell too much, but in Hebrew Academy, that is what you have to come back with. You don't. Some of you will find out, but in Hebrew Academy, you have to come back with that Bible. You cannot complete Hebrew Academy without that Bible. And some of you will find out what I'm talking about later in detail, in depth. You understand? But the fact that man came back with that Bible, that solidified that what we went through, the Lord was with us. You understand? The Lord was with us for 1,000% when he brought us our Bible back from the wreckage. You know what I mean? Out of everything, he brought us that Bible. We still have that Bible, don't we?
Sir. If I'm not mistaken, they took it and put it in the Philadelphia school or the New York school, one or the other. You
sent it to him?
They took it when we went to Houston and Commander Junior honored us. They went ahead and took the Bible and the Apocrypha, and they said they're gonna, make a showcase for it so it can be in the annals of the ISUPK history books.
Damn. Yeah, that shit is fucking insane. That Bible, where'd you pick it up at? It was just on the ground? You know what I mean? After what? People with guns, you just gonna go pick up the books and then go give it back to them while everybody run around with pistols and guns and police, 300 cops pull up? That was the Lord. Yeah, I mean, and when and I wasn't there for that, but when I got the report on that brought a lot. That changed. That made it that's fucking insane to me. And here's another thing. We went to the hospital. Brothers got their little checkups and stuff like that. I had some stitches on my face from when I got cut on the face. Little stitches here and there. Brothers, with some, need some ice packs, shit like that. That's really nothing. We seen them in the hospital. Me and Madarav was in the same area, terminal ward or whatever. And he's coming to me, talking to me. He told me he see them in the other part of the hospital. I'm like, oh shit, this is not good too. Because we sitting in here. What if they go crazy and try to call again? We got to fight again in the hospital. So I'm like, yo, this is crazy. Are they in the hospital? We need to be, so we tell the generals and we get the reports. Go ahead.
Salaki Cap, I think that would actually be good for the next episode since we're running out of time, because us brothers picking, the brothers up from the hospital, that's a story in and of itself too, if I may.
Oh yeah, let's keep it for that then. You know what I mean? Let everybody know, look, this is Kentucky8 Radio, Kentucky8 Podcast. We're going to be going over the major issues dealing with Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. We're breaking down what Kentucky8 is even about. What the hell does it mean? Where the name came from? All of that. Hamakabaf, we got the Cash App set up for they can send donations in?
We're going to get that set up next week.
Most High in Christ. We're gonna have a cash up for y'all so you can send some support, send some donations. We're gonna finally get to the stories. I didn't know the story. I thought we was gonna do one episode and it would cover this whole thing. Now we into the third episode to finish covering what Kentucky8 is even about. Then we'll get into other stories. But make sure you tune in every Tuesday and every Friday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. You understand? And I'm gonna go down the ranks for brothers to give their last, spill to let brothers know to come back and tune in again. Go ahead, Warriors.
Hey, Shalom, this officer 5,000 Podcast. Hey, Cat, really too, I don't know how much more you want to dedicate to this, but like brothers ain't really told their individual stories of what happened during that second brawl, because I like it was a lot of little details that probably could still come out. I mean, it's more for entertainment at this point, but not only entertainment, but it uplift the brothers as well. And so I don't know if you want to do that, but I mean,
I do. On the third show, we're gonna give everybody your whole spills in the third show, so we can move to the issues. We got to break down what happened at that Kentucky8 moment. We're gonna break it down in the next show this Friday at 9 p.m. Every brother, make sure you're there and tell every little detail. Every time you knock somebody's teeth out, tell it to the people.
Hey, Shalom, Lord Christ. This is Officer Hamakabah.
Hold on. Yeah, some more you want to say?
Oh, Salak.
No, that was pretty much it. You know what I'm saying? Y'all tune in next time, man. Check us out. We're gonna wrap it up.
Go ahead, Hamakabah.
Sir. This Kentucky8 incident is gonna be much like the Gospels. You're gonna have a general historical account of what happened, and then you're gonna get each individual, author's account of what happened from their perspective. That's how this Kentucky8 instance really gonna have to be seen. Just like when you read Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, I'm not saying it's that heavy, but I'm saying how it's written. You get similarities across 4 books, but then you get details in other books that you don't get in other ones. So that's how this Kentucky8 instance gonna be, in my opinion. Yeah. Tune in next week.
Friday, you mean? Tune in Friday.
Friday.
God, yeah, if I could bring out one more last thing, I'm gonna just say it was 100% spiritual, even all the way to the point to the end of it where we got the Bible and Apocrypha back, and all the way to where we was talking about we can even count how many people it was, because like we always say, scriptures say we don't put our trust in numbers. We not for 1 second did we stop and try to count like that brother did. It was like, how many of y'all is it? We didn't do that not one time throughout the whole. We didn't give a damn. We didn't care if they brung up a million people. Kentucky8 stood strong. So I just want to say it was 100% spiritual, and brothers gonna get a last spill Friday at 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. So everybody make sure they tune in, if I could.
Yeah, I'm right.
Yeah, I just want to say that, man, the Kentucky8 is just the latest, incident of many incidents, in the ISBK since 1969 that just prove ISBK the home of the truth. You feel me? Any fake Israelite group, man, you might want to get up out of there. Might want to leave, man, if you want to be a soldier for the Most High in Christ.
Damn right.
Most High in Christ. Officer Yawatham out of Dayton, Ohio. I really just want to piggyback off of what the brother just said, man. That's heavy. If you in any fake Israelite groups, man, believe me, that ain't the way. I ain't saying that to knock no brother, but if you love your brother, you're gonna rebuke him by any way, any cost. At the end of the day, there's a reason why we prevailed through this. The Lord needed us, and it's not that we don't already have a vast history of glory, but the Lord wanted to just update it. And he gave an update story of why the UPK was and still is the home of the truth. That's all this is. So if you ain't in the UPK, if you're a Black, Hispanic, and Native American, you got every right to be a part of this, man. But tune in this Friday, 9 o'clock, get a little bit more of it, and watch these brothers bring it out heavy. Lord Christ.
Damn right.
Officer Ayam. I'm actually kind of pissed off. I missed that. I mean, I was there the week before, but I'm actually kind of pissed off. I missed that. I should have been in there with you brothers. You know what I'm saying? That's gonna eat at me for the longest. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. Make sure everybody tune in Friday and get the rest of the story.
Damn right. Hey, you was with us in spirit, warrior. You understand?
You damn right.
You was part of the spark that sparked the whole shit. You understand?
Yeah, right.
So, like I said, UPK, we gets it in. You know what I mean? If we have a camp and they like, y'all better not be here next week. That you shouldn't say that because that's gonna make sure we're there next week. We gonna make sure we're there next week now. You understand? So that's UPK. It's Kentucky8 Podcast. We're gonna continue again this Friday, 9 p.m., 8 p.m. Central Time, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Makaboth, hit him with that outro. All you brothers, it's grateful. I'm felt the water to the. I'm grateful that I know you brothers and had a chance to go to war with you brothers at my left and right sides, man. With that said, everybody, shalom.
Shalom.